And winds are blowing. It's cold outside. Mike Barrett in the studio.
What?
You dropped your pocket.
Yeah. April Fools. See, and you talking about the weather on April Fools, you got to go. And I ain't kidding. This is not an April Fool. It's literally spitting snow and chilly the first day of April. So.
Yeah, Mark Breen saying snow and ice in the forecast, and we're going to get to 50 again, I think, on Thursday, and then it's going to drop. Anyways.
Weather in Vermont in April.
Yeah, less than 90 days, it'll be summer. That's all I got to say.
There you go.
Insurance. That's what we talk about here. The segment's called Good Policies, and we know first off how a buck is really important, especially when you stack them up, and how folks can get the most out of their insurance coverage. And lately here, Mike, over the last couple of years, and it may be a little bit longer, you're the insurance agent, not myself, but we've been stuck in what's called a hard market. We haven't dove into this. Are things changing?
They are a little bit, actually. We have now. See, what happened is the hard market created by just this increase in severity of and frequency of claims. Companies really having a difficult time financially because of the amount of claims. That led to increased scrutiny. Definitely higher rates on insurance products. And so what we're seeing now is we're at least seeing the beginning signs of a softening of this hard market, which we had hoped to see in 2025. Granted, it could change tomorrow, Jeff. So this is today's conversation. But we've met with a couple of companies, and we are seeing that their market access is loosening up, right? So where they were kind of throttling and saying, we really are not wanting these types of risks, they're starting to open back up the level of acceptability. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. One is the hard market. They address that on a national level. So a company that's in multiple states, they put the kibosh on every state. They didn't just go state by state. We're now long enough into this where maybe the Northeast isn't the problem child. So they're starting, so there could be a softening of our market, whereas maybe it's still staying a little difficult in other areas like Colorado or California or Washington State. But we are seeing some broadening and some opening of the market access here in at least the Northeast right now.
Well, I mean, if we go down to the southeast, far east, whatever you want to call it, North Carolina, I mean, they were pummeled like we were with floods.
Yeah.
And now they've got wildfires going on there. I mean, these are the kind of things that really impact insurance nationwide, right?
They are. And, the rates continue to be something people are seeing an increase of, and that's because renewals happen every day. And the rates increased back, maybe last year or so, but maybe you renewed after or before that rate. So now you're going to see that rate in your next renewal. So you are going to continue to see increased cost. It's not your only option. You have an agent for a reason. You can look around and explore additional options and see if there's a better opportunity for you. We are finding that there are many occasions where it makes sense, and there is also plenty of occasions where you should stay where you're at. But it does not cost a thing to check it out.
I'm going to take you back to one of the very last few lines that you said. Sometimes it's worth it, and sometimes it makes more sense to stay where you're at. I think that was your verbiage.
Yeah.
If you have a relationship, especially like with you, a local company, okay, if you have a relationship with somebody that is years long, what sense does it make for $50 or a couple $100 a year to break off that relationship?
Right.
There's
more value there. And what I see a lot, Jeff, people definitely, and I blame the insurance industry marketing divisions for creating this, but insurance is now considered a commodity. So if you can call the cable company and knock your cable bill down $100 or $200, that makes an incredible amount of sense. And you're not switching cable companies. You got them to lower the cost. With insurance, you may find maybe there's more crediting available. Very unlikely, because the hope is that all the credits that you're eligible for you get, unless you did something without us knowing about it. So the option there is to find different coverage. Saving $100 or $200 on your insurance by switching to another company, you're really gambling there saying, you know what, I feel confident that I'm not going to have any claims and that this history I had with the other company is not worth anything because I'm saving a couple of $100. I get it. A couple of $100 is what it is. And there's no arguing that. But you always have to think about being a situation that works better for you. Don't put yourself in a precarious situation just to save a few $100.
Well, and if you deal with a company like Barrett Insurance Agency, you guys don't just have one company. You can shop within your local multi-company organization.
Yeah, that's the joy of an independent agency is that we represent well over a dozen carriers just for home and auto. Plenty of options that we can work with there. Same with commercial. We have a ton of commercial offerings as well. And so what we do is we kind of cast a wide net on your behalf, which is what we do in every situation for quoting, whether it be you coming to us for the first time or maybe you're an existing client and you go, you know, my rates went up. I really would like to see if there's opportunity out there. You're darn tootin' right. We're going to look for you. We may find that you're where you need to be. You know, we may find that only a few $100 of potential savings exists, but you have a great option with where you're at, and maybe you shouldn't rock the boat at this time. You're never stuck, right? You can always switch, and it's always your decision. We're here as guides to just give you that guidance and say, look, you know, right now you might want to stay where you're at. A lot of people heed that advice. Some don't, and that's completely fine. It's just us doing what we know to be the wise stance is to give you that guidance through the process.
Well, it's my understanding, too, from the years that we've been having this conversation that a lot of consumers out there in need of insurance, no matter what it's for, when they think of cost savings, let's say $350 a year, the easiest way to do that is to cut back the coverage, and that is not the best way to go about it.
No, I mean, never cut back your liability. Liability is too crucial to have, you know, because we're now in a state of I'm seeing many articles where the importance of you carrying appropriate liability is more important than ever because you can never depend on the other people that might be in an accident that caused an accident to have coverage at all or to have low or basic limits. So liability, keep that where it's at. Go higher if you can. But, you know, where you can really play with some cost cutting is on deductibles. You know, you can opt to maybe increase. We still see a lot of people with a $100 comprehensive deductible on auto or a $500 homeowner deductible on a home. Go to the next one up and see how much savings that could provide. That may be all you need to give you that level of savings and protection that you want without jeopardizing your liability protection.
So we just proved then there's a bunch of different ways to save money and get the best bang for the buck.
Yes, sirree.
All right. Tell folks how to get in touch with you, Mike.
Yeah, give us a call, 748-5224. You can find our office on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online, thebarrettagency.com. Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency.
And tune in Tuesday mornings at 8:35, and we'll have more great conversations. Good policies,
Great.
Mike.
That's subjective, but yes, we'll
Welcome to April.
Howdy ho. Yay.
We'll see you in a week. Coming up, our Hometown Minute brought to you by Beans Homes. Next on the playlist, it's 7 from BTS.